What's up? How you doing? Many years ago, just before I was about to go into the 5th grade, I was vacationing down Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And near that area there was a forest, and in that forest was bike trails. So I would get on my 5-speed black Apollo Ross bike, and I would go on the trails and have a good time. But in that area was a swamp. It was full of frogs, tadpoles, and I would go there, check it out. So basically, just before I was getting ready to end that vacation and go into the 5th grade, I decided to collect baby frogs. And I had this blue box. It was like a toolbox. It had a lock in the front made out of plastic. So I went into the trails, went to the swamp, and I collected frogs, a bunch of them. Well, the next day I started school, and I thought it'd be a good idea if I brought the frogs with me, kind of like a conversation piece. So I take them to school, and I tell nobody, because that's the best way. And recess approaches. We have recess, and I decide I'm going to show some people the frogs. And I didn't count on the fact that the frogs were dying to get out of that box, so the second I popped the box open, they would be jumping out. I thought that they would just be sitting there and kind of like obeying my commands. And I called up a few of my friends, and I had a small crowd around me, and I go, check this out, look what I have. And I open up the box. The second I open up the box, they jump out, you know, like that Jack-in-the-Box thing. And now they're all over the place. They're just hopping around, and I'm trying to grab them, and then the girls are screaming. First thing in my mind is, oh man, if the teacher comes in right now, I'm screwed. And so I'm looking at the frogs. They're all over the place, and they're just jumping around, and girls are getting up on the seats. Some of them are getting up on their desks. And I'm thinking, good way to start the year off. I'm going to get screwed. I'm going to get like detention for like, you know, ever. And what happened was, the frogs, they kind of like went their way, and they blended into whatever, and they just disappeared. I was kind of happy about that. And then I was thinking, well, somebody's going to mention something, you know, to the teacher. And teacher comes in, we sit down, and I'm all nervous. Nobody mentioned anything, and then I'm thinking, okay, somebody from another classroom is going to see a frog, and they're going to start screaming, and then somebody's going to say, that's the guy that brought those frogs in. That never happened either. So who knows what happened to those frogs? I know there was a bunch of them, and I know they just scattered, but you know, it was one of those situations in my life that was kind of like awkward. So, and I have a lot of those kind of situations, but good memories.